Hello. Good day, everyone. So, welcome to our live webinar for today, brought to you by Ultima Markets. So, I'm Sean here, senior analyst at Ultima Markets. So, before we start, maybe can I get some response from you guys to make sure that you guys can see my screens and hear my voice well. So, if you can, just type a yes on charts or type anything on the charts to let me know, please. Right? Anyone's? Yes. Okay. Great. Okay, just only once, and the other one good. All right. Good. Okay. That's great. All right. So, anyways, so for our webinar for today, we'll be covering on our topics. Our topics for today will be on the multi-timeframe analysis masterclass. So, I guess everyone heard this before, right? So, multi-timeframe analysis actually is one of the most powerful techniques that used by financial traders. So today I'll be guiding you through one of the most powerful techniques in the markets today, in the tradings. Okay. So anyway, to keep guys updated, this webinar for today is actually in conjunction with our Traders League Season 2. So for those who are looking to participate in the competitions, I hope that the webinar today will be helpful to you. Okay. So for those that wonder what's the competition we are talking about, so this is the one that we have. All right, one more. Okay. So for upcoming months on next week, August, so we're gonna have our Ultima Market is gonna have the Ultimate Trader League Season 2 competitions. So basically, these are the competitions that we're gonna have. So right now we are opening for registrations, and then for the competition for this season, is a season 2, it's a brand new season. Right, so we're gonna have a little bit different features for the new competitions. All right, so for what's special this time is that we're gonna have a weekly ranked battle, so you can climb for rookie to star, and then for different ranks the price might be different. Okay, so and then the second feature is that for those that top 10% traders, okay, you're gonna enter the Trader Hall of Fames. All right, so through the Hall of Fames you can actually like gain publicities on your strategies. And then maybe like some followers gonna follow you, and then you can do it on, like copy tradings, to earn extra bucks. That's what we can do. All right, then we also have some mystery prize awaits you guys. So we're gonna cover on later on. After the webinar. Okay. All right. So for those that are interested to join, you can just scan on the QR code over here. All right. This is the QR code. Sorry. One moment. The QR code is over here. Okay. All right. So you can just scan on it. And then register for it. So I think the registrations will end before the competition starts. All right. So this is the latest update on the competitions. All right. Okay. So let's go to our topic for today. Okay. All right. So back for the topic. So we're gonna cover on the multi-timeframe analysis today. So in fact, to be honest, I believe that's based on my experience. Okay. So I believe that the multi-timeframe analysis is one of the most powerful techniques, powerful technical analysis method that I would say so. Okay, so basically, almost every experienced traders they use it. Okay, so from those that I know, for those experienced traders that I know, almost all of them they use multi-timeframe analysis in their tradings. Okay, so by the end of these sessions, I hope you will help you understanding how we can use the multi-timeframe analysis to find a high probability setups, okay, and then how you can time your entry better, how you can avoid some common trading traps when you come into trading. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover on today. All right, so here's some of the key points that we would cover for today. The first thing is, of course, for those who are not sure what this is about, we're going to explain on what is the multi-timeframe analysis. Okay, and then we're going to explain why we use. Okay, sorry, there's a typo over here. Okay, why we use multi-timeframe analysis. Okay, one moment, sorry. Okay, let me get my pointer over here, sorry. Okay, so there's a typo over here. So why use multi-timeframe analysis? Sorry about that. Okay, and then of course, we're gonna explain how we can analyze the trends with multi-timeframe. And also we're gonna cover on the strategies that we could use with the multi-timeframe analysis, okay? Okay, the first thing, okay, before that, sorry, maybe should I ask, like, anyone here have actually heard about what is multi-time frame analysis before? Or someone heard about it but not sure what is this? And or maybe some of you already got some experience on it. Anyone? Guys, if you guys can give me some response, it would be better so that I know that I'm not talking alone. Okay. Anyone heard before? And multi-time frame analysis? Yes, is it H1, H4? Yes, it's, yeah, no, actually, okay. Okay, I see someone know about it and someone not actually. Okay, so I see not in my case. Okay, great. I guess it will be very helpful for you. I mean, after these sessions, I hope so. All right. So basically, what is multi-time frame analysis? So first thing, of course, basically the multi-time frame analysis, also known as the MTF. So for saying a few words, okay, I'm going to use MTF for the following sessions, okay, to be easy. So basically, it's known as the MTF, okay. So basically, what we use on MTF is we analyze the same asset across multiple timeframes. Like what Jasmine Tor said over the chart just now. Yes, correct. So basically, what we do is we analyze the same asset using a different time frames. Okay. So why we do that? Okay, basically, by using the MTF, we could enhance the market clarity by aligning the short-term entry with the long-term trends, meaning that we are analyzing on the long-term trends, but we fine-tune, we optimize our entry on the lower time frames so that we could make the best entry. Okay, we are trying to make the best entry. Okay, and then beside that, we also could filter out our noise and false signals. Okay, so how we're going to do that, we're going to explain on later with some charts maybe, so that you guys are more easier to understand. All right. So remember, just remember this. Okay, when it comes to MTF, so basically what we do, the key principle is that we trade in the directions of the higher time frame trends. Okay, but we confirm the trends and we entry on the lower time frames. Okay, so this could help us to achieve a better entry. Okay, with the minimum by minimizing the loss we're going to face and maximize our profits. Okay, so this is basically the key principle of the MTF. Okay, so why professional trader use MTF? So basically, this is the reason why we want to use MTF in our tradings. Okay, so like what we always heard, okay, they always say, right, if you want to succeed, you want to success, okay, just follow the step of those that success. Okay, so like I covered just now, what I mentioned just now, basically almost all of the experienced traders, all of the successful traders that I know, okay, they apply multi-time frame analysis into their strategies. Okay, they would also use other strategy, like they would also use indicators, they would also use other things. Okay, but the MTF analysis is one of their core techniques when it comes to analyzing the markets or trade the markets. Okay, so we need to learn from those that success. So basically, almost all of them use MTF. So this is why we need to use. Okay, so why do we need to use it? Okay. Okay, so the first thing, why? So it's actually why we want to use the MTF is basically about helping with the trader edge. Okay, so what do you know about trader edge? And anyone heard before about trader edge? Have you heard before trader edge? The terms here. No. Okay. All right. So basically, if this is sharing here, okay, this is one of the key trading psychologist terms that we use. Okay, so basically, trader edge means that is something that can help you to achieve a high probabilities. So when it comes to tradings, we need to know about one thing. There's no way for us to be 100% accurate at all time. Okay, there's no way for us to 100% accurately predict the markets. We can never predict the market all the time correct, right? We're gonna make some mistake. We're gonna make analyze on the wrong trends. Okay, so basically trading is all about probabilities, meaning that we only can increase the probability of us being correct. Okay, so we're gonna use the trader age to increase our probability. Okay, so this is what we can think about. Okay, for example, okay, you think about trader age as a weapons. Okay, so if you have a good weapons, okay, you have a good edge, okay, so it will help you to fight better in the battle, okay, in the war, okay, help you fight better, okay. So basically, the MTF is one of the technique that could help us with increasing our probability in the markets, okay, the percentage of our correctness in the markets. So this is what we can use, okay. So multi-time frame is one of it. So why do we need to use the multi-time frame? Is that it allows us to precisely identify the trends. Okay, so here's the point over here. So basically, MTF allows traders to view trend across different time frames. Okay, helping to avoid a false signal. Okay, so here's an example. A daily chart of trend may show a down short-term downtrends on the 1 hour charts. Okay, so when the 1 hour charts form a bullish reversal, it can be signaling a continuation on the larger trends. Okay, so through the multi-time frame, we could know we're gonna have a higher chances to know that when the market is gonna reverse, okay, when the market is gonna rebound, or when the uptrends or when the pullbacks on the uptrends gonna have a rebound, okay, gonna have a continuations. So we can use the multi-time frame to help us. Okay, so of course, we always say just now. Okay, so basically, it helps us to improve our entry and exit. Okay, so aligning the multi-time frame enable more accurate trade entries. Okay, reducing risk. Okay, and improving reward potentials, meaning that you able to enter a trade at the better entry points. Like for example, let's say today you're gonna do a buy, right? So you're always gonna need to put a cut loss, right? Correct. So if you use the multi-time frame to time your entry, okay, to find your entry, the stop loss that you need may be lower compared to if you just enter on the higher time frames. Okay, so we're gonna explain on how we're gonna do that later through the charts. Okay, so for example, when a clear reversal signal appear on the short-term charts, okay, trader can exit positions early or adjust their exposure. Like for example, right now you're doing a buy, okay, and then the price keep on go up, so you're having profits, okay, you have profits, and then in this case you don't know when it's gonna TP, you have no idea when you're gonna take profits. So when you can just turn into like a shorter time frame, like for example, an hour charts or 15-minute charts, okay, and then you see, oh, there's a reversal over here, there's a false breakout over here, so the uptrends might losing momentum. Okay, so this is where you can start to taking profits. Okay, or let's say you are doing a short on an uptrend, you are doing a counter trends, but when you are seeing the short-term trends is not going on the directions, okay, so basically you could just cut loss earlier, okay, minimizing a loss. Okay, so this is what we can do. Okay, and then one of the key points is it actually applies to all markets and strategies. Okay, meaning that the MTF analysis is versatile. Okay, basically it can work on forex, indices, gold, cryptos, or whatever. Okay, anything. It can work on every market in the financial markets. Okay, every product in the markets. Okay, so also it can be integrated into a trend following or breakout or swing or scalping strategy that you use. Okay, it can just easily integrate into it. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why we want to use the multi-time frame analysis. Okay, all right. So so far everyone's still with me. Okay, stay with me, right? Okay, so ready to go for a real thing here. Okay, I guess you guys maybe get a little bored with all these theory, right? Let's go into something that are more practical right now. Okay. All right. So trend analysis with multi-time frame. I wonder anyone's here join our webinar for last week. Okay, anyone here? Yes or Yes, anyone joined our webinar last week? So basically, on last week, we cover about trend analysis, okay, meaning that how we're gonna analyze on the trends, okay. And then this week, we have a more advanced one, okay. We're gonna advance on how we can analyze it on different time frames, okay. So for those that, okay, I see there's no one join, Jasmine is not joining. How about the others? Let me see some of the names here. Let me see if I can recall any. Yeah, I think there's a no, okay. But I see there's a few names that I memorized on last week. Okay, right, never mind. Okay, so basically, before we go into because I mean for MTF, right, we're analyzing the trends on different time frames. Okay, so first thing, of course, we need to know how we're gonna analyze the trends. Okay, so because actually we are covered more in depth on last week, so for this week, let's just slightly go through. Okay, to have a quick pick up on that. Okay, right. So just a quick one. Okay, so understanding the trends. So last week we covered about the trend, right? So basically, for those who already knows or don't even know yet, it's okay. So basically, trends, they can be classified into three types of trends. Okay, very simple: uptrend, downtrend, and sideways. Okay, meaning that if the market is not on uptrend, is not on downtrend, then the market is on the sideways. So it's simple as that. Okay. So basically, the trend only happens in three types. Okay, uptrend, downtrend, and sideways. That's all you need to know. Okay, there's nothing else. There's only three of it. Okay. So remember that. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, but it's very important as well. Okay. So the second thing is we need to know how this trend move. Okay. So trend, they actually move in three ways as well. Okay, the first one, they move in continuations form. Okay, meaning, for example, over here, uptrends, when during an uptrend, if the price keep going up, meaning that it is having an uptrend continuations. Okay, so this is the first thing, continuations. So if let's say the trend is on the downtrend, okay, and then it's keep moving down, rebound down, okay, then it's on a downtrend continuations. Okay, so simple as that. Okay, so at some point, okay, for example, let's say uptrends, when the price keep going up, and eventually we know that the markets, they can never go up all the way, right? It will have some pullbacks or it will have some momentum shift or something happens. Okay, so the uptrends may eventually come to an end. Okay, so when the trends come to an end, it could go into two cases. Okay, it could either go into a consolidate and turning into a sideways, okay, or go into a trend reversal. Okay, so this is you guys can understand, right? Okay, so basically trends, they move in these three ways. Okay, so for you guys to more, I mean to have better view on that, okay, we can do this. All right, so first thing, this is uptrend, correct? Okay, and this is downtrend. Okay, very simple. Okay, so when it's not on the uptrend, it doesn't have any higher high, higher low, okay, or lower high or lower low. Okay, there's no higher high, there is no lower low. Okay, there's no lower low. For example, now there's lower low, but eventually the price, the trend may stop. Okay, may losing momentum. Okay, so in these cases, it can also go into a sideways. Okay, so this is three types of trends. So we also cover on how the trend moves, right? Three types. Remember this? Okay, so this is what we can have over the trends. Let me clear this first. Okay, sorry. Erase. Okay, erase, sorry. Okay, uptrend, downtrend, sideways. Okay, so these three types of trends. But trends, they may move in different forms. Okay, so for example, let's say today we're having an uptrend over here. Okay, so eventually the price, the uptrend, the momentum's losing steam. Okay, losing steam. There's no more buyers, or there's less buyer. So there are going to be two cases going to happen. Okay, the first cases, okay, for example, the price may go into consolidate. Okay, means going into sideways, right? Sideways. Okay. So after the sideways, okay, after sideways, there's two scenario might happen. Okay, now we are seeing, okay, the bull and bears fighting each other. Okay, buyer seller fighting. Okay, and then eventually buyers win again. Okay, so this will lead to a trend continuation again. Okay, this is the first cases. Okay, so for the second cases, the buyer or sellers keep on fighting. Okay, and then eventually price breakdown. Okay, so this shows that the seller is dominating the market. Okay, so this form a trend reversal. Okay, so this is the cases that we need to know. Okay, and for some cases it could also happen as a uptrends. Then suddenly, oh, something happens. Okay, or Donald Trump is putting tariff again, whatever. Okay, or maybe like, oh, Fed is gonna cut something. Okay, and then markets turn right away. Okay, and then straight go into a downtrend. Okay, so this is from trend continuations, okay, from trend continuations to trend reversal. Okay, this is for from trend continuations to consolidate, okay, sideways, okay, to continuations or turn into a reversal. Okay, so this is how we can look at the trends. Okay, so at this point, anyone's have a better idea right now, or getting confused? All good? Does it help? Right? Okay, I'm seeing almost 30 packs here. So if you more response, it will be helpful. Okay. Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so it's clear, right? Okay, so this is the trends analysis that we covered on last week. Okay, so this is just a quick walkthrough. All right. So now the advanced one, we're gonna look into the trends from multiple time frames. Okay, from MTF. All right. So this is an example over here. Okay, so during an uptrend or during a downtrend or during anything, I mean, any phase of trend, okay, for example, in an uptrend, okay, the market doesn't go all the way up, okay, the market doesn't go all the way up. It will have some pullbacks, okay, it will have some like the selling pressures, okay, sometimes, okay. So that might turn into a short-term pullbacks, okay. And then if you look at the different time frames, you would realize that these short-term pullbacks could actually move into a different type of trends. Okay, sorry. Okay, like in this case, okay. So, for example, during let's say this is an uptrend, right? This is an uptrend, a powerful uptrend, a strong uptrend. But during the pullback phase over here, okay, the higher low, during high low, okay, the pullbacks, we will see a short-term downtrend formations. Okay, so for example, let's say this is an uptrend. This is a daily chart. Okay, the green one. Okay, the green one is a daily chart. Okay, the red one. Let's say if you're switching into a hourly charts. Okay, hourly charts, you would actually see a downtrend formations over there. Okay, so now that we know the day chart is on an uptrend. Okay, for example, it's on an uptrend, and we want to look for a buy. Okay, we want to look for a buy, right? Because it's an uptrend. Okay, definitely you want to go with the trends. Okay, but when are we going to time our entry? Okay, so let's say, for example, during the pullback phase, okay, you enter over here. Okay, then the price drop again. Okay, maybe you go all in. Okay, for example, okay, you're using 1/over unlimited leverage. Okay, and you buy, and then price drop. Okay, and then your account is gone. Okay, so of course I'm not advocating for you to go all in. Okay, of course we need risk. Okay, risk management as well. Okay, but this is an example. Okay, so in these cases we never know how long the pullback going to last. Okay, and then how long the downtrend is going to last on the hour charts. Okay, so if let's say you enter over here, okay, the price go down again, and then you're facing losses. Okay, and even you are not going all in. Okay, maybe you are torture you. Okay, maybe like you will see the price keep going down for maybe because you are a day traders. Okay, and then the price going down again. Okay, for two more days. Okay, because it's a day chart. Okay, you are I mean the trend is on day charts. Okay, it still can pull back for a few more days. Okay, so you're facing pressure on that. Okay, right. So what we're gonna do is we can actually identify a trend reversal. Okay, like what we say over here, trend reversal. Okay, on the lower time frame. Okay, for example, in these cases, okay, price drop pullbacks. Okay, so this is where you can time your entry, okay, to write on the uptrend continuations. Okay, so in this case, the same. Okay, for example, over here, let's say the price move up again, and then over here rebound, and then we see consolidations. Okay, and then we know that, oh, the price couldn't break higher right now. Okay, there's consolidations, and then maybe some news happens. Okay, and then we see, oh, the price may be going down. But when we're gonna enter the price, okay, when we're gonna enter our short selling. Okay, so what we do is we could use the lower time frame to find out the trends. Okay, like for example over here, you see there's an uptrend, consolidates, and then breakout, breakdown. Okay, like for example, this is a triple top. Okay, for example, triple tops. Okay, breakout, reversal. Okay, so this is where we can time our entry for the short selling. Okay, so this is how we can use multi-time frame analysis to help with our entry and also analyze the trend. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? Okay, so ready for the strategy? Okay, just to warm up the ambience over here. Type one if you want to know more. Type one, just type one. Oh yes, okay. Only one, only Jasmine, and only Jeneps. Okay, great. Okay, come on, guys, we got 30 packs over here. Okay, great. All right, so strategy. Okay, all right. So basically, for the MTF, okay, you don't need a very fancy tools. Okay, you don't even need to buy any professionals charting software or anything. You don't need everything. You don't need all those things. Basically, you can do it on MT4 or MT5. Correct. So for right now, Ultima actually we released the MT5 in MetaTrader 5. So if you haven't used it yet, you can just go and download it. So I would prefer MT5 actually because it's more user friendly and advanced. Okay, that's for me. I used to start with MT4. But then I realized, MT5 is better. Okay, this is my personal view. All right. So how we can do it? Basically, the first thing, always remember, okay, we identify the trend directions on higher time frames. Okay. So there's no right or wrong. Okay, you can do it on a day charts, okay, if you want, or weekly charts, okay, if you want, okay, or even a 4-hour charts. Like for me, I'll usually analyze trends on the day charts or 4-hour charts. Okay, to identify the major trend directions, okay, the major trends, okay, the primary trends, okay, I would use it, okay, to confirm the trends on higher time frame. Okay, this is what I do in the first step. Okay, and then the second step, okay, for example, now we know that the trend is on uptrend, okay, and then you want to buy the uptrends, okay, you want to buy on the uptrends, okay. So at this point, you already have your ideas, okay, you already have the things that you know, okay, maybe you already plot your trend channel, okay, you already have trend channel, or you already have indicators showing that, okay, this is a buy point, okay. So now you know that you want to buy, okay, you already have a trend confirmation. So the second point is you can switch into a lower time frame, okay, to seek for entry signal, okay, and you can execute your entry on even a lower time frames. Okay, so this is a theory. Okay, remember this. This is a 3-step. Okay, this is 3-step. Okay, so how we can do that? Okay, first thing, let's see with some example. Okay, finally a chart appear. Right after all the theories. Okay, so this is one of the example we covered last time. Okay, during actually we covered it on our day charts. Our Telegram groups or even our market analyst page. Okay, so this what we can. This is one of the example. Okay, but of course later on we also cover on some live charts. Okay, right. So for example over here, this is the gold charts during March, April. okay, April over here. All right. So during the Q1 and Q2 of 2025, okay, 2025. So basically, gold is on a very strong uptrend, correct? Right. So now we know that the gold is on uptrends. Okay, gold is on uptrends. Okay, so for example, okay, let's say you want to buy here, okay, something or whatever. Okay, still, of course, still you can go it. Okay, but the best time to entry is when the price pullback. Okay, when the price pullbacks. Okay, so in this case, let's say, okay, for example, we take an example over here, the red one, okay, the red line. So the price pullback. Okay, so you say, oh, go finally pull back. I'm gonna entry now. Okay, but when is the right time to entry? Okay, when is the right time to enter the market? Okay, so let's say you say, oh, okay, a price pullback. Okay, say let's say you see maybe on a 1 hour chart, 4 hour charts, you see price pullback, and then you buy here. Okay, you buy here, for example. Yeah, the price rebound. Okay, but then you didn't TP, the price drop again. But then you're facing loss. Okay, then you say, okay, it's already dropped for 2 days. Okay, so I'm gonna time my entry over here. Okay, and then you see there's a support over here. Oh, okay, support, something, okay, whatever. Okay, then you're gonna buy here, then drop again. Okay, right? So you're gonna face some period of deeper pullbacks, and then maybe if you go all in, your account got wiped out, or maybe like your day traders or something. Okay, then they torture you for 2 days. Okay, then you couldn't sleep for 2 days. Okay, 2 nights. Okay, so we don't want to do that, right? So what we can do is now we know, okay, this is the time that I'm gonna ready for a buy. Okay, this is the time pullback. So what I can do is I could switch into a lower time frame. Right? For example, in these cases, I switch into a 2-hour charts. Okay, 2-hour charts. Okay, and then I'm looking for a entry signal over here. Okay, switch to lower time frame for entry signal seeking. Okay, so over here we see, okay, very easy, right? So over here you can see basically the price found a support over 2970. Okay, okay, rebound, support, and this form a triple bottom. Okay, so if you know about chart patterns, triple bottom is basically a reversal signal. Okay, and we also have a triangle over here, triangle patterns. So at this point, we know, okay, this is the place we could enter, right? So of course, if you are aggressive one, you can just enter on the third support. Okay, but if you are more conservative, if you're looking for a safety way, what you can do is you wait for a breakout on 2-hour charts. Okay, or you can do a day trading executions on even a lower time frames, 15 minutes. Okay, so 15-minute charts, you see, okay, the moving average. Okay, last week we covered about how we can use moving average. Okay, so over here you can see, the moving average short-term trend is turning into a bullish crossover. Okay, so basically the triangle patterns break out. So these are all the places we could time our entry. So you can see the stop loss over here is relatively low. Okay, because if you enter over here, okay, let's say you are using 15-minute chart to enter, you know that if let's say the price break down over here, you can just cut loss and wait again. Okay, or if you because your entry point is more sharp over here because you're using 15-minute charts, you can actually place your stop loss over here. Okay, and if you enter on this the third triple bottoms, okay, point, you can even put a lower or maybe a smaller stop loss, okay, which is very the very minimal loss that you're gonna have. Okay, if let's say the market doesn't go on your way, okay, because remember we can never be right all the times. Okay, we are still facing losses. If let's say the pattern fears or the price continue to go downwards, okay, they're still gonna happen. But at least with the multi-time frames, we can time our entry better, we can minimize our loss, and then we can enter on the right timing and then on the right point with the maximum profit. Okay, so this is how we can do. On the day charts, we see it goes going to 3-day sharp rise. Okay, so after that, okay, maybe we got this, what is called 3 soldier or something, I forgot. 3 white soldiers, the chart the candlestick patterns. Okay, and you see this candlestick appear, and then you TP, take profits. So this is how we can do. Okay, of course, if you are short-term traders, okay, maybe you can see like, for example, the 15-minute charts having any reversal patterns, you can just take profits. For example, over here, I think basically the price trend is quite strong, okay? So this is how we can use, okay? So this is how we can apply multi-time frame analysis on our chart, on our strategy, okay? All right, so this is also the example of the daily charts of NASDAQ. Last time when, after the tariff happens, okay? So I see someone is raising their hand, right? Yeah, just if you have any questions, just leave in the chat. I will have it. I'll see it. Okay, so same things over here. So NASDAQ, last time, remember, this is when the tariff things happens. Okay, the Trump tariff happens, we crash, and then we see this is the key supports. Okay, because if you look at the longer charts, you can actually see this the previous record high breakings level. Okay, so we know that this might be a good support. Okay, but when we're going to time our entry, what we can do same things. We're going to move into short-term chart. Okay, so this is where we see a trend reversal on a shorter time frames. Okay, for example here. So this is how we can do. Right? Yes. Okay. So now we will go into some live charts over here. So first thing, let me ask. Okay, anyone would like to ask on some products or some asset that you want to trace, or maybe you want to share about, or maybe like you're gonna buy? Okay, so if you are into the competitions for season 2, okay, so we can get prepared for next week. Okay, see if you have anything you want to ask. Okay, if there's any pairs or any goals or indices that you want to we go through together, just leave in the chat, okay, in the comments. Okay, all right. So first thing, let's take a look at the US dollar index. Okay, this is what we cover on last. Okay, let me plug my chart again because I'm not using on this chart. Okay, this is what this is actually on our daily analysis. Okay, and then this is my view. Okay, on dollar previously. Okay, so basically, we see dollars is breaking the 100 level, right? Okay, wait, I'm not showing the correct chart. Okay, right. Okay, so this is when dollar index break 100 point. Okay, but found a strong support on 97. Okay, so over here we can see dollar start to found a support over here. Yes, but if you're gonna buy right away, there's some risks because because we know that dollar they still might have trend continuations, right? So what we do is now we know that dollar index is on 97. Okay, so this is a very major support because we see there's a pullbacks. Okay, and in fact, okay, if you switch into a lower time frame, okay, we can actually find a trend reversal. Okay, so how we can see it? First thing, there's a falling wedge pattern. Okay, so falling wedge is basically a trend reversal pattern. Okay, and there's a small, what is it called? Head and shoulders, actually, head and shoulder. If you can see it, let me draw it up over here. It now could potentially go into a reversal patterns. Okay, so we can focus on a dollar reversal. Okay, dollar reversal. Okay, but there's some things that we need to be cautious on is the 100-point resistance, right? So this is what we can see. Okay, so basically this is how we can do, right? We analyze the trends, okay, on the higher time frame, which is the dollar found support near 97, and then we could time our entry on lower time frames. So and then the other methods that we could use is the breakup and retest of the falling wedge over here, the falling wedge patterns, okay, falling wedge, and the breakout pullbacks support. So basically, we could enter over here. Okay, so if let's say you are not trading the dollar index, okay, so actually we also have the entry over here. Let me show pound first because I prefer pound. Okay, so on higher time frame, okay, the chart's going to show off. So basically, we see pound is on a multi-decade high, if not wrong. I forgot. There's something with my charts. I couldn't show all. Okay, never mind. All right. So basically, over here we see that the what was it called, the day charts. Okay, you could see there's the down uptrend over here, right? Okay, basically, one moment. Okay, this is an uptrend, 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 pullbacks, uptrend. Okay, so over here, what you can see is can see that, right? Okay, actually we share this on our daily Telegram groups. If you guys are not joining, you can actually join our Telegram groups. You can search Ultima markets on Telegrams. Okay, and we also have covered this on our daily market analysis on our website as well. Okay, so this is the one that we found. Okay, so 1.36. Okay, is key psychology level. Okay, so we see that the uptrends. I mean the price coming to a key psychology level. Okay, so 1.36. So this could be a very strong resistance. Okay, but of course, if let's say you're gonna short over here, okay, yeah, maybe you will have a little profits. Okay, and then you say, oh, the price come up again. I'm gonna short here again, and then price break out. Okay, and then you cut loss, and then the price come back again. So what we can do by using the MTF is that we now know that the price is now at 1.36 key resistance, a very strong resistance. Okay, I'm going to look for shorts. Okay, but the trend is still on an uptrend. So what I can do, I could turn into shorter time frames to look for either the trends go into a consolidations or a reversal. Okay, so for these cases, we know that, okay, first thing over here, let's say we know, okay, 1.36 resistance, and then over the shorter time frame, there's a consolidations form. Yeah, I'll just use the drawing instead, easier. Okay, consolidation form. There's support. This is a consolidation. I think roughly around 1.34. Okay, maybe around that. Yeah, 1.345. Okay, so this is the consolidations. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let's say if you're gonna short the pound, okay, we're gonna short pound, okay, but if let's say you short over here, you short somewhere here, okay, yeah, you will still profit, but the price rebound, okay, and over here we say, oh, there's a consolidation. So what we can look over here is that we'll wait for the breakout, the triple bottoms, the triple top breakout, okay, but of course the price doesn't break out, okay, so we do not enter over here, okay, and then the price break up again, okay, so continuations, but then it's a fake breakout, okay, then we see the price come back again, okay, so basically now we know that these new supports will fall on this level, okay, roughly around 1.34, let's say. It's a round number. I always use the round figure as the key level, okay, is because it's more psychology. I mean, it's something about psychology, okay, because people tends to have some response on a round number, okay, so this is what we can have, okay. So now we see, okay, the price go into consolidations again, okay, so now we know that the price having a false breakout, pullback against, okay, meaning that over the broader trends, the uptrend momentum has faded, okay, so we want to look for a short now. So what we can do is we just switch to the 4-hour charts or even 2-hour charts, okay, anything you want, okay, to analyze, to seek for a reversal, okay. At this point, this is where the price go into a reversal. Okay, we see, okay, now we actually, okay, if you're aggressive one, you could actually plan for entry somewhere over here or somewhere near here. Okay, and then if you look at our diagrams, we actually cover one of the key level, which is the 1.35. Okay, is also considered a key level, and also the crossover, MA crossover. This is one of my strategy. Okay, the MA crossover to confirm the entry. So if you are aggressive, you can actually entry a short positions over here, or you wait for a breakout. Okay, breakout pullbacks. Okay, or the breakout of 1.34. Okay, so this is the level. Okay, so this is how we can use the multi-time frame to time our entry. Okay, so anything that you guys want to ask about, or any charts that you guys want to share? You guys still stay with me? Already got tired. All right. So no. Okay. So if let's say no less, and I think that's it for the live chart. I think many of you fall asleep, is it? Okay. So there's last thing before we end our sessions. So let's go through a quick one on our pros and cons. Oh, the aggressive position again. Okay. All right. It actually depends on your risk tolerance. Okay. Okay. So basically, what would I do is, it actually depends. Okay. Like for example, in these cases, we see a false breakout. Correct. This is a key level. Okay. On high time frames. Okay. We see this is a key level breakout and then price pullback. Okay. So basically, over here we see the uptrends already going to a losing momentums. Previously, you see the lower low, it never came to the same point of the previous low. Okay, over here is higher than the previous low, higher than previous low, higher than previous low. Okay, but over here the recent low is almost the same as the previous low. Okay, meaning that especially with the resistance on 1.36, okay, or the major key level, the major resistance, okay, and then with this shows that the bullish momentums may have already faded, okay, and also we see a potential it's not a confirm, okay, it's a potential head and shoulder patterns form over here, right? Yeah, I think you can see this, right? This is a potential head and shoulder. It's not a confirmed one, but it's a potential one, okay? Head and shoulder. Okay, so at this point, you know that okay, the uptrends might not having enough momentum to sustain. Okay, but of course, if you can analyze some of the what we call the fundamentals, okay, if you have some fundamentals, it also works as well because recently, you know, Trump and the tariff outlook already got better. Okay, so dollar might have some momentum coming back. Okay, so this is some of the fundamental supports. So at this point, what you can do is basically you could start to time a more aggressive entry. It means that you are taking a high risk, meaning the trend are not reversed yet, but because of the pattern shows that the trend might reverse. So what you can do is you can just go into a shorter time frames, okay, to look for a entry. Like for my cases, okay, I would actually entry on this case, okay. The first one, okay, if you are aggressive, very aggressive one, okay, you can short here directly, okay, near, okay, but it doesn't go into 1.36, okay, you can just look for entry over here, okay, then your stop loss will be relative low because you can just place it over here, okay, it depends on your tolerance, okay, or you can just place your entry over here, 1.35, okay, basically you can place over here, okay, if you want, and then with a minimal loss, or you wait for a pullbacks. Okay, basically you see, let's say day charts. This is what engulfing, right? So this is where we can start to enter day charts, engulfing. Okay, and if you are aggressive, okay, turning to a shorter time frames, the moving average is showing the bearish crossover. Okay, so this is where we can time our entry as well. Okay, yes, safety is way better, correct? So it actually depends, okay? Because if you go for aggressive entry, you will have better rewards, but you have higher chances of getting wrong, okay? And then if you seek for a safer entry, your profit margin will be slightly lower, okay? But it's more safer, okay? Because like, for example, you enter over here, okay? So maybe your profit margin will be lower because, but I see that the pound might still got leg down, okay, maybe to the day charts of 200 EMA. Okay, this is where we potentially see. Okay, so this is what we can see. Okay, so this is how we can trade. Okay, basically, like for example, over here we could also found a reversal patterns. Okay, so these are all the opportunities. So this is how we can use the multi-time frame to help us to find a better entries and also analyzing the trends. Okay, right? So actually, there's quite a few opportunities on coming weeks. Okay, like but because of time, it's not enough. So I'm gonna cover. Yeah, maybe I'll cover on our Telegram groups if you want, and also our market analysis on our website. Okay, so this is what you can do. Right. So last thing. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. All right. So pros and cons. Okay, I'll just go a quick one because our time is quite late. Okay. So of course, for the pros, we have trend clarities, okay, improve the entry and exit, okay, and also we could reduce the noise, okay, because we are actually analyzing on the higher time frames, okay. So we know that higher time frame they actually less noise, they have less noise, okay. But because of we're using the lower time frames, so we can improve our entry without facing the, I mean, without having a more noise, okay, because if you're doing on lower time frame, you definitely will have a lot of noise, okay, because the chart will swing up and down, okay. All right, so of course, through multi-time frames, you'll be more confident. I believe you'll be more confident, okay, because that's the case that work for me, okay. I'm more confident when I enter the market because why? Because my cut loss, my stop loss will be lower. Okay, my stop loss will be lower. It doesn't like need me a lot of, I mean, it doesn't require me to place a very high stop loss to make the trades. Okay, so this is what the pros of the MTF. Okay, for the cons, of course, analysis overload. Okay, some people they tend to overanalyze. Okay, because you're looking at a lot of time frames. Like for example, some people they're gonna look at what's it called? They're gonna look at morning. Okay, morning. Any is morning. Is where from is morning. It's afternoon from here over here. Okay, back to here. So analyze overloads because if you're having you are switching too many time frames, it will cause overloads. Okay, because some people it tends like they're going through the weekly and then daily, then 4 hours, then 2 hours, then 1 hour, then 15-minute charts. Okay, so please don't do that. Okay, so just keep it simple. Try to try to analyze in maximum 3 time frames. Okay, and then spread it spread it balance, okay, because like for example, I'll do it on day charts. Basically, I'm doing on day charts or 4-hour charts, and then I time my entry on hour charts. Then sometimes I will find a day trading entry on 15-minute charts. That's what I do. Okay, so I make sure that I don't overload with my analysis. Okay, and of course we will have a conflicting signal. Okay, so like for example, you see up the high time frame is uptrends and then the low time frame is downtrends. Okay, so remember be very clear about what you're doing, okay, what you're analyzing. Okay, you analyze on high time frame, entry on the low time frames. Don't analyze on the higher time frame and lower time frame and then entry on high time frame again. Okay, don't do that. Okay, you have a lot of conflicts in there. Okay, so of course it will require more screen times and also more a little bit more experience. Uh, yeah, I mean you need some experience or you need some get used to it. Okay, if you want to look at the charts easily, okay, because if basically you're looking at the naked charts, there's no indicators. Okay, but of course with indicators it can also help with you. Okay, so if let's say you want to learn about how we can analyze the trends and with indicators, you can actually go to our recording on last week. Okay, we actually have a recording on last week. I'm not sure where it is on our website. So if you're not sure, you can just actually contact uh, your what's that called, your account managers. Okay, So you only took continuation setup, no reversal. No, I prefer the trades on reversal. Okay, but it's actually depends. I actually trade on. I prefer reversal. Okay, why? Because reversal has the best reward. Okay, because you always entry at the best time. Okay, the first way. Okay, let's say for example, if you're doing a reversal tradings. Okay, reversal tradings. You basically for uptrend. Let's say for example, you want to go for shorts. You want to short for downtrends. Okay, basically what you do is you are able to entry over the first wave. Okay, so this is why I prefer reversal. So basically, actually, it depends. You need to clear about your continuation or reversal. Okay, it depends on you. Like for example, on the day charts. Okay, like for example, the go example just now. Okay, it's basically a continuations, but it's a reversal on the lower time frame. Okay, it's a continuation on higher time frame. So it's a how to say it's a continuation setup. Okay, but you entry on reversal trends. Okay, that's how NTF could help you with. Okay, so yeah, last point, complexity. Like what I said just now, it can be very complex. Okay, sometimes, so you need to be clear. Okay, like for example, this I say, oh, it's you trade on reversal, but it's actually continuations. Okay, so it easily cause a uh, trade management complexity. So you need to be clear. Okay, like for example, for the goal example that I use just now, okay, I'm actually trading on a trend continuations on higher time frame, but my entry is on a lower time frame reversal. Okay, so that's clear, right? Yeah. So this is the case. Okay. So let's see for example any charts again. Okay, basically, I think GBP JPY have a good setup recently. Let me see. Let me see. Oh shit, sorry. Where is my JPY? Because I'm not using this MT5 actually. I'm using on the other laptop. GBP, right? Okay, so now we see GBP Okay, so right now this is actually an uptrend, correct? So but this is because there's a strong resistance over here. Okay, but right now the uptrend, the day chart still on uptrends. Okay, still on uptrends. But if you look at the forward charts, you could potentially see a reversal breakout, but it's still not so firm yet. So you need to be cautious. You still need to be cautious. There's a uptrend and then consolidations. Okay, but we still have a lot of noise over here because I think BOJ is having a meeting this morning. Okay, and there's still no clear directions. So what we can focus over here is let's see any clear reversal breakout over here. Okay, for short terms, meaning that it's actually we're gonna do a minor counter trends on day charts. Okay, but it's actually because of there's a resistance over here, and then we see there's a consolidations. There's a lot of consolidations. You see, so this could turn into a bearish breakout potentially. Okay, so just monitor this. Okay, all right. So go. Let's see. Go. Okay. Sorry about this because my charts. Will there be a webinar for trend patterns? You mean chart pattern, is it? Okay, I see. And Dilo is asking because, but you are sending to host and panelists, so I think you need to send to everyone so we can see it. Will there be a webinar for trend patterns? I think you mean chart pattern, is it? Okay, so this one go also having a breakup, but still support over here. Yes, yeah, we are planning for our future webinar. So if let's say there's a requirement, yeah, we can plan it as well. We can plan it because we are constantly looking for different topics to cover. So of course, if let's say there's a demand, we will cover on the trend patterns. I mean the chart patterns webinar as well. It's just sharing. It's a quick, good idea. Good idea. We will consider that because I think we are gonna have 2 sessions webinar on August, maybe, I say on planning. Yeah, so but there will be the consideration for us. Okay, all right. So that's it. So I read all clear here, over, right? Yes, sorry. All clear. All right, so Q&A, I think everyone's asking for it. All right, so before we end the session for today, okay, of course, if you guys still have any questions, just leave it in the chat, in the comment. Okay, but okay, let's make some advertisement again. Okay, so season 2 conversation is back. Okay, so Ultimate. So you guys, if you guys interested to join, so you can just scan on the QR code over here. Okay, the QR code over here, or you can just go over to our website to look at it. Okay, we have the more details over there. All right, so some new features over here. We got Hall of Fame, okay, which is you can promote your strategy if you're doing very well. Top 10% traders gonna rank on the Hall of Fame, and then people will maybe consider the copy trading your strategies. Okay. All right, so these are some of the grand prize. Okay, so basically the grand prize over here is that you're gonna have a credit price. Okay, means that it's not a cash money, but you could use the credit to trade as a on a live account. Okay, means that all the profit that you make can be turned into credit. Sorry, it's a cash profit. Okay, but you are using this as a credit. And then of course we also have the lucky draw for every, I think it's every week. No, not wrong, sorry. Okay, yeah, I think it's every week. For every trade that you make, you will win a ticket. Okay, it depends on the ranking. Okay, so the more ticket you got, the more chances of you having a lucky draw, winning the lucky draws. Okay, I think it's on weekly basis. Yeah, I think. Okay, so these are all the features for this time. All right, so that's it. So just scan our QR code if you want to join, and if there's no, then this will be our session for today. And thank you, everyone. So I'll see you guys on the next webinar. Okay, so we'll inform you guys through the email. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.